Tonight, shocking comments from First Lady Michelle Obama while giving the commencement speech at Tuskegee University in Alabama this weekend. Now, she used the opportunity to express her own views on race and discrimination in America. Take a listen and look at this.
We've both felt the sting of those daily slights throughout our entire lives. The folks who crossed the street in fear of their safety, the clerks who kept a close eye on us in all those department stores, the people at formal events who assumed we were the help, and those who have questioned our intelligence, our honesty, even our love of this country. And I know that these little indignities are obviously nothing compared to what folks across the country are dealing with every single day. Those nagging worries that you're going to get stopped or pulled over for absolutely no reason. The fear that your job application will be overlooked because of the way your name sounds.
All right, here with reaction, author of Black Words, How Black Leadership's Returning America to the Days of Separate but Equal. Former Special Assistant to President George W. Bush, Ron Christie's with us. From the New York Civil Rights Coalition, Mike Meyers, and Fox News contributors Jehmu Greene and Deneen Borelli. My initial observation is it's never easy. Folks like you and me, they won't know how hard you worked, the multiple jobs you worked, how you took care of your grandma, the job applications, overlooked the sound of your name. And I'm saying Barack Hussein Obama got elected by a majority of white America.
Right.
Why is she so angry?
Listen, I see this as propaganda. Instead of her promoting how America is an exceptional country, Sean, she took that route to, play the race card and race bait. And clearly, they could tell a great story of how Obama and Michelle, President Obama and Michelle, got from Chicago through their Ivy League education, their Ivy League schools, to the White House. Talk about how if I can do it, you can do it as well.
That was missing from the speech.
Yeah.
The people that look at you and you cross the street and
Right.
clerks that keep a close eye on you. I mean, it was every single solitary argument that you could...
Which racial dialogue do you know that's not angry? I mean, she sounded like Hillary Clinton in that racial dialect. I feel the pain. She sounds very much like her husband, who was I, me, and always focused on race. These are race people.
But
these
this
are
is
race
now happening. Her husband's now doing this with all these incidents involving the police. He's been rushing to judgment, and he's been wrong most of the time. Is it because their legacy is in jeopardy because he's accumulating more debt than every president before him combined? 93 million Americans out of the workforce, millions more in poverty and on food stamps.
I am victim is so tired, and it is so tiresome and tired.
Here.
I heard that
I think some folks need to clean their ears out, because what she actually did, she was frank, she was candid, and she gave a conservative speech. She actually took a slight hit at feminists by saying her most important job is mom-in-chief, regardless of what some would say an Ivy League educated lawyer should be doing.
And Obama is the father-in-chief, right?
She said if you feel brought down, if you feel that people are against you, if you think you're going to be treated negatively, guess what? Get over it. You cannot use that as an excuse.
No, that's not what I heard.
Hopeless.
That's not the speech I heard.
That's not the clips that you just played,
no,
Sean.
But I have more clips. I have the entire, but I've seen the entire speech.
She said, keep on going. She said, be America. Come on, y'all. That is what she said.
Let's bring you into this. What's your take on it, Ron?
Well, you know, Sean, as one who's a direct descendant of slaves, and we still have the slave plantation in our family to this day, I look at this and say, this is a great country. This is the First Lady of the United States. Her message should have been uplifting. She was at Tuskegee University, which has so much history in the African-American community, and it was a negative, it was a poor me speech, and I thought, what world is she living in? She just sounded so angry and so defiant when she had so much to be so helpful about,
let me go back,
to be optimistic about.
Because she's the First Lady of the United States of America, and all I heard was a lot of bitterness here. And remember, go back to when she said a couple of times on the campaign trail the following.
For the first time in my adult lifetime, I'm really proud of my country. And not just because Barack has done well, but because I think people are hungry for change.
And think about saying that and then juxtapose that to the speech this weekend. Is she proud of the country she's describing here?
The road ahead is not going to be easy. It never is, especially for folks like you and me. Because while we've come so far, the truth is that those age-old problems are stubborn. and they haven't fully gone away. And all of that is going to be a heavy burden to carry. It can feel isolating. It can make you feel like your life somehow doesn't matter, that you're like the invisible man that Tuskegee grad Ralph Ellison wrote about all those years ago. And as we've seen over the past few years, those feelings are real. They're rooted in decades of structural challenges that have made too many folks feel frustrated and invisible. And those feelings are playing out in communities like Baltimore and Ferguson and so many others across this country.
I want to break this down when she says, you know, the road's not going to be easy, especially for folks like you and me. I don't know anyone that has it easy in life in any way. Life's difficult for everybody. The heavy burden you're going to carry, it can be isolating. And then wrapping it up, tying it to Baltimore and Ferguson.
Right.
Ferguson was about a guy that robbed a store, intimidated a clerk, fought a cop for his gun, and ran it and charged at an officer. How does she make that leap? Why does she buy into this narrative? And why is she pushing this narrative?
Listen, this administration is divisive, and they are going to play the race card on every aspect that they can because progressive policies have failed the country, have failed the black community.
So
look at Baltimore,
she and Barack
for an
Obama
example.
doing this because they're trying to divert attention away from their failed record?
She's not going to go out and speak about how unemployment is in the double digits for the black community, how people are trying to get jobs, and a number of individuals
I
who
agree
are
with
out
you.
of the
I think
workforce.
this is a diversion. I don't think it's by accident that it's happening,
it's
that
not.
she and he are doing it at the same time.
For the same reason that Jehmu said. She's the female equivalent of Barack Obama. Barack Obama, who sees everything in terms of race and gender. I mean, he even has my brother's keeper.
Yes. Why doesn't he help his own brother?
He sees everybody in terms of race and gender and disadvantage. That's a stereotype. That's a stereotype of black men.
But he has his own brother but he has his own brother who he's never helped.
His brother too. No, Trayvon's his son.
Look,
he's never helped his own brother, Jehmu.
The number of times the word
I've offered to give money to his own brother for him.
Bitter has been used in this panel to describe this woman when she inspired those young people. I'd say ask the students that she talked to, did they leave inspired? Did they believe that regardless of what's thrown at them, can they succeed in this country?
How is it that only until Barack Obama gets elected, she'd never been proud of America? How is that possible?
I don't understand that myself. I think she also had a poor choice of words.
And you don't think this is us versus them?
Was uplifting.
That there's a premise here predicated on a belief that America is so racist. Look, there are racists in America.
It exists.
But it is the vast, overwhelming majority of people are not racist.
Absolutely.
Why didn't she talk about if you struggle, Ron?
Barack Obama said that in effect when he was on the campaign trail.
She says it all the time.
He said there is no black America. There is no white America. There's only the United States of America. All of a sudden now he's president. Oh, there's black America. Oh, there has to be a my brother's keeper for only black boys and Hispanic boys, not for other people who are disadvantaged.
So you think they're playing the race card?
He's a phony.
What do you think?
This coming from someone who used monkey sounds to describe the first lady of this country.
What kind of sound?
Hey, Sean,
monkey sounds.
Go ahead. Sean, quick point that I want to make here that I think is so important. When you look at the White House, the vetting process for a speech by the First Lady of the United States goes through a lot of different people and a lot of policy shops in the White House. So the fact that Michelle Obama had this speech pre-cleared by the White House, I think indicates to me the level in the West Wing that they knew she was going to say it, they wanted her to say it, and this is the America they wanted those students in Tuskegee to hear, and I think it's a disgrace.
All right, guys, thank you so much for being with us. Appreciate it.
Thanks.
And you guys are headed to a big party tonight, right?
We are.
Oh, terrific.
He's not my
Gotta go home and get
I wasn't invited.
I wasn't invited either, Sean.